Do this. We are live. We are live. This is amazing. I love going live. It's always exciting. Sadiq, the personal trainer here. We have an abundant mindset book club that I created with my partner in crime, Dr. Amira McCoy, who is a business consultant, internationally known and accepted as of now. So the book that we're doing this month is Think and Grow Rich. I'm going to put that at the bottom of the screen so that everybody can see that. Think and Grow Rich is the book that we have this month. So you want a free copy of Think and Grow Rich, you're going to email Dr. Amira McCoy. We're going to be giving that out today. Think and Grow Rich. All right. So that's the book that we're going to be talking about today, Think and Grow Rich. If you're not a part of the book club, what we do is we send you a free copy of every book that we go over. We send you a free copy of every book that we go over. And today is Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. So make sure that you send us an email. Send Dr. Amira McCoy an email. We're going to be putting that up at the bottom. I'm about to actually put up our website, McCoyConsultingusa.com. I don't know why she said USA, like she's not all over the world, but so we're going to talk about the book. That's what we want to do. Once a month, we want to grab a business, marketing, sales, leadership, mindset book. We want to study the book for a month and we want to talk about it. Join the book club. We're giving out free copies of the books that we have for the book club. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. If you have not read it, it is the ultimate motivational book for enhancing your mindset. So we're going to talk about that today. And I got my partner in crime, Dr. Amira McCoy.
I am here.
What's going on, girl?
You know, just enjoying this Mexico weather while you are
you're not
out
even
there
in the country?
digging out of that snow.
Oh man, you didn't left us up here. Why you out the country, man?
Because you got to think and grow rich, and sometimes
think and grow rich. Think and grow rich.
You can't always do that in Chicago. I'm just saying.
That's a great point.
That's
a great point. I like that. Do you know there's some people that have never read this book? That's beyond me. Never read Think and Grow Rich. I don't even know how that's possible.
When I think back to the time when I was one of those people that had never read this book, I was mad that people had not told me about this book when it finally came into my life and kind of changed how I thought about everything. It was just amazing to me how many people knew about the book when I would bring it up and never shared it with anyone. It's like the secret that no one wants to share. And hopefully, as we do what we do, we are sharing the secret with our people, you know, just so that they can know that there is a way to go about life and get to your goals by just shifting your focus, shifting who's around you, and shifting how you think about yourself and what you think about your limitations.
There isn't a millionaire or billionaire that is not co-signed this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It actually took Napoleon Hill. The history is that it took him almost 30 years to write this book. And he was, Andrew Carnegie actually made him write the book where he studied the most successful people from Andrew Carnegie to Rockefeller to even Thomas Edison, who has over 2,000 patents. Every person that many people that were successful and accomplished in their individual careers, what he did was he compiled the principles that they had or that they utilized to actually accomplish that success. So that's what Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is all about. So we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it, man. I gotta kick it off. So you did, you left me out hanging last time. I knew you was gonna read this one, but actually I got something to tell y'all. She recommended this book for this month. If you need a free copy of the book, McCoyConsultingUSA.com, shoot her an email. We're gonna send you a free copy of the book. We got the audio version of the book and we got the written version. So some people like to listen, some people like to actually go over it. So this was a recommendation by Dr. Amira McCoy. So
and I'm a highlighter. So I'm a person that I actually came across this book on YouTube and ended up having to order the book so that I could get like a physical copy and highlight what he was saying.
Come on. We're gonna get I'm gonna be all over the place, but I'm gonna be shooting you stuff from the book. But I'm letting you know I'm gonna be all over the place because we got a lot to cover for tonight. Shoot, I got my notes here. Grab the book, Think and Grow Rich. Money Making Secrets. What would you say? What would you say is the number one thing that you got from Think and Grow Rich? You.
So
So
let let's just back up into the simplicity of it. He called the first chapter something that really resonates with me today. It is what I always go back to, which is thoughts are things. A
Thoughts are
lot of
things. Can you
thoughts,
speak on that? Thoughts are literal things. You cannot
they really
accomplish
are.
anything without thinking about it. Come on, sorry, I got excited.
Exactly. But if you think about, and I know you've seen this before, Sadiq, from a perspective of athletes, when they think about winning a game or when they think about training, their brain activates in the same places that it would as though they were on the field. So
Come
when
on.
you think about achieving something, you're already setting yourself up to actually achieve it because your mind believes that you can. This means that you can push your physical boundaries, you could push your mental boundaries, you push your emotional boundaries. You can really take yourself places that you think of. And if you think you can't do it, or you never put yourself in a position to um see yourself succeed or see yourself rich with money, see money flowing to you, see money coming in the mail to you, if you never think that that's possible and all you think about is bills all the time, what you're going to get is bills all the time. You're going to get debt all the time. You're going to get exactly what you're thinking about. And the issue with our society, or I would say just our culture right now, is that we've been so suppressed for so long that it's really hard to think about getting through school, getting that degree, who's going to help me, where's that money going to come from? And we have to stop thinking about where it's going to come from and see ourselves at the finish line with the degree, with the job we want, with the house we want, and the car we want, and let those things flow to us naturally, because those things that we create in our thoughts actually turn into a frequency, a vibration that end up coming right back to us like a boomerang.
Rip. What she's speaking on, and hold on, we got some comments. I've heard of it, but never read this one. I'm going to buy it. Somebody said that they're going to buy this book. Listen, I want to I want to send it to you for free. So don't buy it. I'm gonna send it to you for free. Okay. You go to McCoyConsultingUSA.com, shoot her an email, and we're gonna send you the book for free. I'm gonna send you the audio and the written. What she was talking about is reverse engineering. You'll have someone say, "What's your goal to get rich?" And somebody say, "I want $1,000,000." And then when you start talking to the person and you find out what they want, you find out that their desires are $50,000. They don't need $1,000,000. So what happens is they have this wish of $1,000,000, but what Napoleon Hill says in Think and Grow Rich is reverse engineer. Say you have $1,000,000 right now, right? Now you go back, and then you're gonna figure out a way to accomplish that. But what Amir was alluding to also was the second chapter, which really focuses on a burning desire. So not a wish, but what do you desire? Like, is it really something that you want? Don't, oh man, you know what? I want a mansion. You single. You single and don't like to clean up and you like to be by yourself and different things. Maybe you just need a 1-bedroom condo. But people will say anything because that's what they associate with. Oh, thoughts are power. That's what people associate with having something. No, no, no. What is your actual desire? What do you want? And the book says you have to be very specific. If I'm training someone and someone says, I want to look good, I tell them, I can't help with your self-esteem. I can't train your self-esteem. What do you want to accomplish from a fitness and weight loss perspective? And let's be specific. I want to lose 7.5 pounds by March 21st. I want to give up, and because as soon as you say what you want, you got to say what you're willing to give up. Some people want $1,000,000, but don't want to give up waking up early or going to bed late or reading a book. So you have to say what specifically you want. And if anybody's tuned into this, I want you to take a second and write down specifically what you want. I mean, be so specific. What color house do you want? What does it smell like in the inside? How many bedrooms do you want? What type of car do you want? Amir will tell you. I heard a guy say one time, I want a Maserati. I said, have you ever driven a Maserati? He said, no. I said, Maseratis are terrible to drive. The car it's really, really heavy. You may not enjoy a Maserati. Go test drive a Maserati and then reprogram and see what you really, really want. But it's not a wish list, it's a desire list. Uh-oh, somebody said they got 27 things wrote down already. That's what I'm talking about. That's the type of energy we need.
Yeah, I definitely keep a list, and the reason keeping lists are so important is because we're evolving and we're understanding ourselves a little bit different every time we experience a different relationship, a different person, a different situation. And so that desire fluctuates because your understanding of what you really need in order to be happy, and if
Come
we
on.
focus just on that feeling of happiness, you don't necessarily need $100 million to be
Come on.
happy. That will often bring a lot of unhappiness because you're going to have a lot of people reaching out to you for this money that you probably don't want to give out because it's the first time you've had it yourself. So the real concept behind thoughts or things, and things turn into your reality, is to understand exactly what it is that you want subconsciously. What we think we may want, what we're saying out of our mouth, doesn't match up to our subconscious. Our subconscious is on a whole nother level of what we're
Yes.
actually drawing to ourselves. So when he goes into that desire, he's really saying, what subconsciously are you looking for? In many cases, we're saying, well, I don't want to struggle anymore. Well, what does
Mm.
not struggling look like for you? And write
Yeah.
those things down, because not
Yeah.
struggling might not be a mansion, like you said. It might be that one bedroom paid off condo. That you might have a
It might.
completely different lifestyle if you have something that you own. So you have to really
Absolutely.
define what you want
Specifically.
subconsciously, so you specifically put it on paper, revisit it on a regular basis, really put it into your lifestyle, about how you think and how you go about achieving things.
He says, read. So as you got your list, and we got somebody here that says they have 27 things written down. Read your list in the morning, read your list at night. Read your list again in the morning, read your list at night. And as you're reading your list in the morning and you're reading your list at night, you are programming your brain to actually accomplish that goal. And you're not just reading it haphazardly, you're reading it and you're seeing yourself in that house. You're seeing yourself in that car. You're seeing yourself in that relationship, because Think and Grow Rich isn't just about financial. It's about having a richness of spirit, a richness of mind. I'm gonna give you something that they said, to piggyback off what Dr. McCoy was saying. The words you speak will determine your success. What you say with your mouth is what you will get. Most people get hung up by their tongue. Do you always say something negative? Dr.
Mhm.
McCoy, I want you to speak about being in the presence of someone that's always saying something negative. They always, it's a nice day today. Yeah, but I heard it's gonna rain tomorrow. You know what I mean? They can't find nothing positive in anything. Talk about those negative minded individuals.
Yeah. So the one thing that I have to bring up here is that every time I tell people that I am, into this thoughts and frequencies and vibrations, and people that are deep rooted Christians will always say, well, how does that relate to the Bible? And what is that going to do for your life? Why aren't you just asking God? The one thing that I've learned over the years is, even in church, even in the mosque, people are unhappy. People are negative. People are really saying things about their own lives, which is coming true, which is validating where they are in life. And even in the Bible, it tells you that you have to have words of affirmation. You have to speak it. You have to actually tell yourself and believe that it will be true for you in order to get to that place that you're looking to get to. And people tend to forget that. I don't know why they forget it, but people definitely tend to forget this one really true piece that comes from every major religion out there, that you have to actually put those words out there. You have to put those thoughts out there. You have to put that positivity out there. You have to see yourself doing it in order for it to actually materialize in your world. So
I got
if
some. I
you
got something for you. I got something for you. Because what you just said was chapter 3, faith.
mhm.
Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. The Bible speaks on that. Go ahead, but I just want to tell you, you're talking about some people don't have faith. Some
Yes,
people don't have faith.
yeah, or they view faith as something that, um, I guess from my perspective, faith to them is showing up but not necessarily happening.
Come on.
So they can speak about what they want to do or what they see themselves doing, but really subconsciously they don't really see those things materializing, and therefore they never do. And then of course that's where you get a lot of finger pointing in regards to, well, it's because of, I'm black, or it's because I
Come
don't
on.
have the education, or
We heard
it's
it all.
because we've heard it all, and we've overcome so many things. You have so many people that don't have any credentials that are billionaires,
Come
that
on.
those are not the things that hold us back from where we want to go. It's really our own ability to see ourselves getting there that holds us
Yes.
back.
Somebody, it's a quote, and it says, someone had the same hand that you were dealt and won with it. So whatever you find to be your reason for not doing something, that's someone else's reason for doing it. Well, I was just raised in a single parent household. That's why I can't get my doctoral degree. Someone else is saying, I was raised in a single parent household, so that's why I have to get my doctoral degree. So Dr. McCoy is talking about mindset. I'm going to read something from the book. Faith, in Napoleon Hill's words, means convincing yourself that your goal is achievable, and faith can be trained and improved through self-suggestion. These subtle suggestions that you are getting, that you're always saying to yourself, which brings me to the next point, and I want Dr. McCoy to speak on this. Who are you listening to, and who do you surround yourself with? Because you've heard this said, Dr. McCoy, that your income is the average of the 5 closest people to you. So who are you interacting with? Who are you talking to? Birds of a feather flock together. We've all heard all the little quotes, but speak on your circle. And this is someone, Dr. McCoy, I built my circle around Dr. Amira McCoy. So can you speak to who you're choosing to listen to, your friends, your family?
Yeah. So I think one, I've been really blessed with family that really have no limitations on what they're able to achieve. So being able to see that as a child changes a lot of things in your world in regards to what you think you're capable of. But the one thing that I can say is consistent across family and friends is we all keep these audiences of people that are older, wiser, been there, done that, can give advice. I am not scared to say that one of my best friends is over 60. I am not scared to call
Come on.
people that are, CEOs of companies and ask for help as a CEO myself. People that have achieved what I am looking to achieve are the people that I keep in my circle. Of course, I
Come
have
on.
friends that have come with me along the way, but the great thing about those friends is they have the same mindset. It's okay to have friends
Absolutely.
your age as well, but you want to make sure that your friends are thinking in the same concepts that you are, from a perspective of getting to their goals and reaching out to people for their goals and feeling like they have the support system around them to push them to that goal. The problem still persists in a lot of relationships and a lot of friendships, that one person is a friend in nature of, you hang out with this person, you call this person all the time, but that person really doesn't want to see you successful. They really don't care if you are successful. That person is actually on your phone more often when they found out that something went wrong. That's not a
Ooh.
friend. A friend doesn't go and make a rumor bigger. A friend doesn't tell you what everybody's telling about you. A friend is someone that takes you away from the situation, reminds you who you are and who you can be. That's a
Come
real
on.
friend.
Come on. She dropping jewels. She said something very, very profound. I don't know. I want you guys to pick on what she said. She said, friendships, relationships. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill has a chapter where he focuses on a ship, and they talk about the burning of the boats. So if you all are out here, I want you to really don't get away from this point. The burning of the boats. So during the time around the 1500s, there was a conqueror, and what he did was he came to Mexico, what's known as today modern day Mexico, and he was going to fight the Aztecs. He brought a group of ships, whole bunch of soldiers, brought his army over there. They came over to Mexico, and they about to slay. Now, when they get over there, they find out that they're outnumbered 1 to 100. This means that the Aztecs have 100 soldiers to their 1. The soldiers see all of these Aztec warriors and they say to their leader, they say, we got to get out of here. We can't be in here. We cannot win this war. He says, guess what, guys? You're right. We're going to leave in the morning. Everybody go to sleep. He stays up, goes around, burns the ships. Everybody wakes up. They say, our ships are burned. He said, the Aztecs must have burned our ship. Well, guess what? Now we don't have a way home. We don't have another option. So we either fight or we die. And as we know what happened, they end up winning the war and they conquered the land. But that goes to the point that Napoleon Hill speaks on about burning the boats, burning your ship. If you have a relationship, if you have a friendship that is an anchor, and it's the anchor that's so heavy that you can't take it with you, then you have to drop that. You have to burn your boat to accomplish whatever you deem as success. It is not a number. It is not $1 million. Come on, Dr.
I'm gonna put the church finger up on that one, because let me tell you that I had this conversation the other day, and I have to bring this in here, that there are so many people out here planning weddings and not planning how to be married. There are so many people out here that are all about the Instagram picture, but your life on the other side of that reflects nothing of that picture. So what we front with and what we hold on to, or I gotta be in this relationship because I want X apartment, or I want X car, or I need 2 incomes to achieve what I want to achieve. You have to change that mindset and know that anything that you want to achieve, there is no other person that can get you there.
That's
absolutely no other person that can get you there. Now, you may have someone that is very complimentary to what you have, and that's a great thing. But you on your own, you are the only person that can get you to where you want to go. And the more you become reliant upon someone else or some business or a company or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a wife or a husband to give you what you want in life, as the bigger you make that anchor, the longer you'll be drowning, and the harder it'll be to come out when that person, thing, or situation turns around and walks away. So it's so important to look at our anchors. It's important to look at what we're scared of. If you're scared of it, then you haven't conquered it. You haven't walked away with it. You haven't been leaning upon God, because you shouldn't be scared of it at all. If you're scared of it, then it's definitely an anchor.
Yeah, somebody said that even though he hasn't read the book, many of these concepts he's been introduced to. I believe you 100%. These are basic principles. The book isn't innovative. It's a compilation of basic principles that if you have accomplished any aspect of success, whether it's been in 8th grade, high school, college, any aspect of success, you have utilized some of these principles. This book is discussing putting all of the principles together to make your life look completely different. So I believe that you've used many of these concepts and principles, which brings us to this: specialized knowledge. Now, Dr. Amira McCoy and myself created a meeting of the minds groups. How old were we? We created that first group at Loyola. What was our age?
That was maybe 15 years ago.
15 years ago. Well, look, I'm in grad school at Loyola. Yeah, I'm in grad school, MS/MBA program for integrated marketing and communication. And I'm going to the classes, and I'm the youngest person in my classes. And I'm like, man, I'm a little intimidated. I'm young. I'm like, man, I can't really talk to a lot of these old white people, man. I'm like, so, my cousin is, Dr. Amir McCoy is on fire, right? So, and I got some other friends that are doing their things in their own individual right. So I read the book back then, and what Napoleon Hill and his group did, they came together to have a meeting of the minds where individuals that were like-minded all came together so they can push each other forward in their own individual endeavors. And when you have a meeting of the mind groups, which brings us to this next chapter, they talk about specialized knowledge. What do you bring to the table specifically? If you have someone at your table and they say, I can do everything, that means that they can do nothing. So, so anybody that's like, I could be the chef, I could be the janitor, I could be that. You don't bring anything specific to the game. You do not have to worry about being successful. So the quote goes, jack of all trades, and you'll hear somebody say that. Everybody, oh, I'm a jack of all trades. That's not the end of the quote. The quote goes, jack of all trades, master of none. So Napoleon Hill says one of the ways to accomplish riches, whether it be material, spiritual, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, even your relationship with God, you have to have a specialized knowledge necessary for success. If you're not specialized about the products and services you sell, chances are you're never going to be wealthy or successful in any endeavor. So, Dr. Amir McCoy, what's your specialized knowledge? You're sitting in Mexico. You've been studying for a minute. You've been doing it big. What's your specialized knowledge, Dr. Amir McCoy?
Listen, unlike some people who are automatically blessed with knowing what they specialized knowledge is, I was one of those people early on in my career. It was like, I could do anything. I'll be successful at everything. What happens is when you're doing everything and you can do anything, people have you just do that, everything and anything, and they pay you accordingly. So I want you to know that specializing your knowledge does take your income. It takes your being to a whole nother level because people will seek you out for that specific knowledge. And that is where you are able to monetize who you are. I personally knew at the end of the day, hands down, I was going to be a doctor. I didn't know what kind. I didn't know
Okay.
what that doctor was going to be doing. I decided that I needed to go to school and really visit schools and figure out what fit me best. And after having those meetings and being in those meetings with everybody, I learned that people often came to me about the business aspects of things, needing to know, well, how do we set this up officially? And what do we do next? And what papers do we need from the city? And how do you know if you are within your rights to do XYZ? I knew I didn't want to be a lawyer. And over time, I learned that there are business doctors. I am an IO psychologist, which changes everything for me because I'm able to sell that specific knowledge to people and get them to buy into understanding that there's somebody that specializes in the pieces that you probably don't want to do when it comes to building a business.
Come on now. Now that's very specialized. That's very specialized. So what I did around that same time was just like Dr. Mir McCoy. I'm gonna be successful in anything. I can do this. I can do that. Yeah, nah, dog. Nah, I really wasn't good at different things, and I found out what I was good at was being a motivator. So what I could do is I could motivate and push someone, and then I had an ability in fitness. So put those things together. Oh, people trying to duck by in the background. I put those things
Absolutely.
together, and I ended up becoming a personal trainer. I do personal training. I've done personal training in Chicago. I've done it in LA. I've done it in Atlanta. I've done it in the UK. I've done it on TV. You know, I feel like Dr. Seuss. I've done it in the car. I've done it very far. I've done it close. You know, I've done everything. So my thing specifically, I've written books on personal training. I've talked to churches. I've been inside of mosques, masjids, discussing personal training and fitness. So I want to be a very, very specialized individual in fitness and health. I can talk about it. You wake me up in the middle of the night, I'm gonna ask what you're doing in my house first, but then I'm gonna tell you what you need to be eating. But yeah, so that was my specialized knowledge. Dr. McCoy, Napoleon Hill talked about having an imagination. An imagination. He said that that's one of the key components to success. Someone that they're able to imagine. So imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. That was a quote from Albert Einstein. What do you think about imagination?
I learned as a young child in church that a man without a vision shall perish. So for me, that was imagination from a perspective of visualizing what I see myself doing and what I'm capable of. I had to imagine myself in those predicaments in order for it to actually be something that I would end up doing later. In most cases, I would say the where we fail with imagination is sometimes we don't subconsciously align our imagination to what we actually want in life. So we might be in a situation that for us we're thinking we'll never get out of it. And so it doesn't matter that we see ourselves as, a CEO or owning a company or moving up at our job. We know we have this in our back of our minds and our subconscious that we won't ever get out of a situation that maybe our parents have us in or our upbringing, whoever was our caretaker has us in, and that keeps our imagination stifled to a
Mm.
period where we can't actually visualize ourselves
See yourselves
completely.
out.
Yep.
So you take the Wright brothers, and you've all heard the story. They look up in the sky, they see birds flying, they say we think that we can do that, right? You take a person like Steve Jobs. You take a person like Thomas Edison. Take a person like Walt Disney. Even people say crazy, but a Kanye West. His first single was Jesus Walks. That doesn't make any sense for you to be a rapper and to release Jesus Walks as your first single, especially in the time that he released it. But these people had imagination. They can see themselves out of your situation. So what Dr. McCoy is speaking to that, some people don't have imagination. Some people cannot close their eyes and visualize themselves out of their current situation in a different situation. We were, and Dr. McCoy knows about this. I'm watching a movie and people are doing British accents. And I'm like, man, that's a cool British accent. So I'm like, man, I think I'm gonna be in London. So I think about London. I start talking about London. I'm online, using my British accent. I'm doing it every day. I'm thinking about it. Eventually, I get the call. We want you to come over to London and do a workout class, right? So I call my mom. I'm like, Mom, you ain't gonna believe this. You know what I mean? I'm going to the UK. I'm going to London to do a workout class. I'm doing radio. I'm doing all this stuff. They got me in a publication over there. I'm about to go to London. So she says, who do you know in London? I'm like, shoot, Hugh Grant, Idris Elba, whoever British that I didn't seen in a movie acting, that's who I feel I know. I don't know nobody in the UK. She like, well, how you gonna get there? I'm not swimming. So, I'm gonna take a plane. But my imagination is so vivid in almost anything that I want to accomplish in my own individual endeavor that I can see myself at a place that I'm not currently at. And that's how Dr. McCoy got down to Mexico, everybody. I'm gonna tell y'all, man. That's why she's sitting down in
No,
Mexico.
but you know what I will say to that though is that so Instagram's powerful, right? There are people that look at these Instagram pictures and they're like, man,
Man,
I want that. I wish I was there.
yeah,
Oh man, look
yeah.
at that. And here's what happens. That's not your vision that's there.
That's not yours. That's not your
So, like
vision.
you
That's why you
said,
can't
you
accomplish it.
made it your vision. You focused on it every day.
Yeah.
You created a persona that was
Mhm.
from that particular area.
Yeah.
People have to actually, if there's something that you see that really aligns with what you want in your future, you have to focus on that and create it for yourself. You can't use someone else's picture and
No,
call
you
that
can't.
your vision and call that your imagination, because it's not ingrained far enough in your thought system
No,
for it to be the first thing
it
that
can't.
comes up
It
or
can't.
what you dream about at night.
Jealousy is the first cousin of insanity. So if you find yourself longing for someone else's life, that's actually insane that you want to live someone else's life. So that's the first cousin. So you can't accomplish your goals if you are trying to accomplish someone else's goals. That's why Napoleon Hill starts out with discussing a definiteness of purpose. What do you want to accomplish for your own life? Where do you see yourself going? Not what you saw on Instagram and you scroll. And stay off social media watching other people's lives too, y'all. That stuff will mess you up. Okay. We got some other stuff. Ooh, because we almost ran out of time. Fear. I'm going to read this to you from the book. The toughest of your opponents in the road to financial, mental, and spiritual success is fear. Fear stops a lot of people from becoming their best selves, and it will try to stop you too if you let it. Fear has many faces, and Heal discusses one of the worst fears that we can have, that we've all experienced, especially coming from our community, is a fear of poverty. Black folk don't want to be broke. They can have $5 in their pocket. They don't want to have $4. So we have this fear of poverty because we have experienced so many terrible things that come along with poverty: abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse. All these things we associate with poverty. So we have a fear of poverty. It's an acronym that we give for fear, saying false evidence appearing real, because fear isn't real. Fear isn't real. There's somebody with $1 million in their bank account and they can't figure out how they lost all their money. There's somebody with $50 in their bank account that feels like they came up. We just saw what happened with Trump. Trump gave some people $1,200. You couldn't tell them nothing. They thought they had made it. So you can't get rooted in fear because fear isn't real. Dr. McCoy, speak on just fear, not being afraid.
What you give power to is what persists. So if you are fearful, then the fear, what you have a fear of, is what will persist in your life. Again, it ties to that whole anchor concept. The more you fear it, the more you're going to bring it to yourself, because it's all you're thinking about. It's all you're worried about. It's all you're putting out into the universe. So you have to turn the fear around and focus on what you actually want to bring to you, and not being afraid of what's not happening or how it's happening or how something would happen for you. Just look at the end state of what you actually want to draw to you, because what you focus on is what will actually materialize in front of you.
Wow, that was very beautifully put. Ask yourself what you're afraid of, and then when you ask yourself when you're afraid of, discuss it. Because if fear is Dr. McCoy said, if fear is your obsession, if fear is what you're focusing on, are you afraid to be alone? You're going to be alone. Are you afraid to be poor? You're going to be poor, because you're constantly empowering these things and you're giving them all of your energy. And we started off with this broadcast discussing what Napoleon Hill says in Think and Grow Rich. He says that words are things, that thinking is things, that how you envision things become your reality. And if you want to ever accomplish some form of success, whether it be financial, whether it be spiritual, whether it be physical, then you cannot operate in fear. Fear is the exact opposite of faith. So we know that we live in a world of spectrums. If I ask you what's the opposite of black, you're going to say white. If I ask you what's the opposite of tall, you're going to say short. That is duality. The opposite of fear is faith. The opposite of faith is fear. So which one are you going to choose to have? This next one for you, Dr. McCoy, this is something that I'm going to be honest. Dr. McCoy has helped me with this. She's helped me with this. Napoleon Hill says, are you a decision maker or a procrastinator? Procrastination is probably one of the main reasons most people aren't satisfied with their lives. Procrastination means giving up on yourself. It means paying too much attention to others' opinions and you and the possibilities that you may have in your life. Dr. McCoy is one of the fastest, I'm talking Usain Bolt speed, when it comes to setting a goal and moving out on the goal. There isn't a level of procrastination. I don't even think she knows what the word procrastination means. That's why I'm trying to read the definition. Spend the rest of all your natural life waking up and going after your goals. Dr. McCoy, you embody that. Can you speak to procrastination? Because I know you ain't never did it.
But I know a lot of people that do. And here's the thing, I'm an executor. I want to execute every single day, even if it's something very small towards my goal. So if you wake up and you say, I want to be a business owner, then every single day, do one thing towards that goal, even if it's small, even if it means sending an email, or if it's filling out your business license, and the next day it's filing it. But you have literally small things on your list every single day, because it all adds up to actually getting to that end goal. Execution is what a lot of people lack. They want to do something, but they are not executing in any way, shape, or form to get to what they actually want. And I personally like to, I think that is my go-to. I
Oh, come on
execute,
now. We
which is
talking about
why
it. Let's
you see
talk
a
about
lot
it.
of things happen, I think, probably quicker than people would normally see it happen, just
Yeah.
because I write it down, and I keep a calendar. We talked about this last time, and I have a goal, a date to meet that goal, and
Mm,
everything that I need to do working up to that goal. And as that date approaches, I am one person that I'm competitive with myself.
come on.
So
Come on.
if that date is approaching and things are not done, things are going to get done. People are going to get out of my way, and we are going to check a box
Come on.
on
Yeah,
that
you
date.
gotta. Did you? I want everyone to hear what she said. She said she doesn't just set a goal because a goal without an end date is merely just a wish. She said she has an end date for her goal. So many of us will set a goal, but we won't set an end date. And what I mean by that is we have to be realistic. Don't, if you got $50 in your bank account, your goal can't have $1 million by next week. That's not a realistic goal, not unless you've been working on $1 million plan. So she sets a goal, but she sets an end date to her goal. She uses something from Think and Grow Rich, which is a smart goal setting technique. She's
Mhm.
specific, she can measure it, she makes sure it's attainable and also realistic, but she also has a timetable. SMART, an acronym SMART. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic. But Dr. McCoy spoke on something very specific called a timetable. When are you going to start your goal, and when are you going to end your goal? So she spoke on that. We got another comment. Somebody said thanks. Somebody, okay, we got some people here. Um,
And
okay,
this
listen.
this is actually what companies are doing every single day with
Oh,
every
absolutely,
employee. They're putting you on
absolutely.
performance goals, and they're telling
Come on.
you you're getting evaluated mid-year and end year. And
Yes,
in some cases, that evaluation doesn't reflect what you think your performance is, but are you performing to the goals that they're setting, or are you setting different goals? Those are the discrepancies that come up in your everyday life. But just know, in order for that company to survive, in order for that company to evolve, if those goals are not set, there's no purpose for the people. There's no purpose for what is actually what your job is actually meant to do. So you have to
absolutely.
have goals that have that smart technology to it, from a perspective of having a time at the end of the goal, and having a time before you even put it in your mind what you want to do, when you're actually going to get up and do it.
Man, you broke that thing down. We are discussing the book Think and Grow Rich. If you want a free copy of the book, go to McCoyConsultingUSA.com. Shoot an email to Dr. Amira McCoy. She is currently out of the country. We'll get you the audio or the written version of Think and Grow Rich. If you have not read this book, it is the grandfather of all motivational books. Everything comes from this book. It took 30 years. It took 30 years to compile the book. It took 30 years to compile the book from Napoleon Hill, and he studied the richest and most successful people of his time, and these principles still exist today. So I'm gonna do a quick run through of what we talked about, because like I said, I want everybody to get the book. We talked about thoughts, and we talked about Napoleon Hill starts his book off with saying thoughts are powerful things. So what you think, you can accomplish. What you think, you can become. Thoughts. Then we talked about desire. You have to have a burning desire, something that wakes you up or keeps you up at night, a burning desire for your goals. We also talked about faith. The Bible says that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. So we talked about faith. You hear in the Bible, it speaks on faith being the size of a mustard seed. But what you got to understand is that a mustard seed, just like any seed, can grow in the dark. Stop trying to go public with your dreams before you didn't really plant them, everybody. Napoleon Hill is very, very specific. Now, where do you plant your dreams? You plant your dreams in very fertile ground, which are a meeting of the minds group. You find like-minded individuals, you plant your dreams there and find people that will help you accomplish your dreams and your goals. Then you want to make sure you have a specialized knowledge if you really want to have some form of success. Dr. Amir McCoy said she can tell you everything there is to know about running your business successfully, getting your business off the ground. Where do you need to go? She made herself a doctor in that field, an expert in that field. So guess what? You got to pay her more money. She's not Googling. She's not looking stuff up. She is very specialized. When you go to a heart surgeon, the price for your heart surgeon is a lot different from your general practitioner, because that heart surgeon is specialized. And you know, when they go on that triple bypass surgery, it's a lot at stake. When the doctor asks you if you're sleeping at night, you paying them $50, $100 for a little consultation.
But
Dr.
let me
Miracle,
tell you,
come on
people
with it.
are funny because they don't want to pay for what they actually need. They want to take this easy route all the time. And let me tell you, get what you pay for all the time. It does not matter. You're going to get what you pay for. So those of you that have businesses that went out and got these SBA loans from a random person that
Come on.
doesn't do business the right way, and now the SBA and the government, you might be messing up your entire business going forward. Don't be mad later that you went that particular route, because whenever we take shortcuts, whenever we are looking for a quick come up, it works against us more than anything.
You speaking.
And so we have to know to value what people have and what they're giving you for the cost, because everything is not going to be worth what you're risking. I know a lot of people right now today that will never be able to do business with the federal government again, because if you go cheap, you buy twice. Yeah, you really do. But they'll never be able to take their business to the next level because you got a federal grant that you shouldn't have gotten for the amount that you got it for, and now your business is never ever going to be able to get money from the government again. Why put yourself in that position if you truly want to be a business owner? Then you want to go about it the right way. You want to have the right people behind you. You want to associate yourself with the right people. You want to associate yourself with people that have built businesses and have respect in their communities and have respect for their own businesses, so they won't put you in a really awkward position. It's sad right now just to see how many businesses are going through what they're going through because they decided to take a quick route to get money that really probably lasted less than 30 days, if anything. I think this book really talks on a lot of things about how we have to really, you have to surround yourself with the people that you want to become. And if the people you want to become are hustling you for 5,000 or your 20,000, that ain't where you want it.
I gotta correct you on one thing. You said people don't want to pay. Words are things. People want to pay you. So we're not even putting that in. We're not even putting that out there. They want to pay. In fact, your problem is you can't take everybody's money. So you know what I mean? So you got a whole different problem. That's not your problem. Now, Dr. McCoy spoke on the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the autopilot of the brain, right? We know that many of our thoughts, many of our actions are subconscious. So Dr. McCoy really broke that down, and Napoleon Hill talks about it. He says it's received and contains your thoughts and impressions regardless of their nature. It registers everything and it acts based on your predominant thinking pattern. If your predominant thinking pattern is that of success, if your predominant thinking pattern is I ain't never gonna get nothing, if that dominates your subconscious mind, people like me don't come up. People like me, man, listen. And I'm gonna tell you all this. The Bible is very clear. It says, protect your ear and your eye gates. Many of you are listening to people that are reprogramming your subconscious mind. When if you hang out with Dr. Amir McCoy, or you hang out with me, I will try to trick you into thinking that you can accomplish anything. I will try to reprogram. Now, if you leave from me and you go talk to such and such, man, don't be listening to what he's saying. A woman hit me up the other day. She said, is it possible for me to lose 100 pounds? I said, do you want to lose 100 pounds? She said, yes. I said, do you think you can lose 100 pounds? She said, yes. I said, then it's possible. If you don't think you can lose 100 pounds, if you don't want to lose 100 pounds, then it's not possible. So it's a quote that says that if you don't know where you want to go, then any road will take you there. I'm going to say that again. If you don't know where you want to go, then any road will take you there. And Dr. McCoy also broke down fear. We use an acronym for fear. Napoleon Hill talks about it: false evidence appearing real, and having a fear of poverty, and how powerful fear can be to the point where whatever you fear most, you pull into your existence. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, the grandfather of all motivational, successful books. If you want a free copy, go to McCoy Consulting USA. We will make sure we email you a free copy. She is my business partner, my business mentor, consultant, the person that I started my meeting of the mind groups with 15 years ago. And since then, we've been on TV, magazines, newspapers, stages in front of thousands of people. If you get a chance, you'll be able to check out some of the stuff that we've been able to accomplish together. And she up in Mexico. Now, you know, I feel a certain way because my phone works. You know what I mean? You can hit me up and just let me know, hey, you know what? We shooting to Mexico. And you know I got my passport. You know I would have been right there with you on the beach, but I had to find out through Instagram. I saw you stunting on Instagram earlier. I said, this month, we gonna go into that off camera. But yeah, I was scrolling through Instagram, and yes, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, I felt a certain kind of way, man. My fear started kicking in. My fear.
I thought about it at the end of January. And I was like, February would be a great time to go to Mexico. And look,
Black History Month. You're gonna do that to you're gonna do it to black people. I hear you're gonna do that to black people. Listen, if you want to be a part of our book club, all we need is your email address. We're only doing books that we have free copies of. So what we're doing is we're taking 30 days to read the books, and then we want people to come and join us on the live to discuss the books and discuss what you got from the book. My email is ChicagoFitForLife, the number 4 at Yahoo. But if you're on the live, then you have my direct information. And then McCoyConsultingUSA.com. Email this young lady. She's one of my biggest inspirations. And get a free copy of the Think and Grow Rich book if you haven't. And the book that we're going to have for next month, man, it's about to take what we did these last 2 months and put it on steroids. Because this is about to be a breakout year. What you got to tell people before we get out of here, Dr. McCoy?
I think the most important piece to remember is your thoughts are things. Everything that you think about yourself, everything you think about your future is what you're materializing every single day. So keep that in mind. Stay positive towards yourself, positive towards what you want to do. Keep positive people around you. You know who your haters are, and some of us keep them around just because we like the feeling of being hated on.
Come on.
Let your haters go. Let your anchors go. Put yourself in a position where you can actually think and grow rich.
Ooh, that was a word. Somebody was on my page the other day, and they was like, man, you think you somebody. So I'm like, well, now I kind of know I'm somebody, so I gotta block you because I don't want that negative energy. My block list so long. I see my mom on my block list. That's a long block list I got, man. So yeah, keep that energy. But we're gonna ease out on that word. I'm about to put you backstage, Dr. McCoy, so we can finish talking. But listen, McCoyConsultingUSA.com. Visit the website. If you have never read Think and Grow Rich, if you haven't ever read it, there isn't a millionaire or billionaire around that does not subscribe or discuss this book. You want to read this book, Think and Grow Rich. The book we did last month was Getting Things Done. So for individuals that find themselves procrastinating and they're never organized, this is a book for you. We have a free copy of that book as well. And then we're going to read a book next month. So we have an email database of everyone that wants to join our book club where we can email you a free copy of whatever book we have. We give you the audio version and the written version of the book. Take 30 days, take your notes, join us on the live, discuss what you got from the book. And it's been amazing. It's been amazing. So we're going to use these 12 months to really inspire ourselves through literary knowledge, and we want to just keep going forward. So I appreciate everyone that tuned in. We got great feedback. I got somebody bro said, I have a list, 27 things I wrote down. You got to write the Bible is very clear. Write the vision and make it plain. It's a simplicity to writing your vision, a smart goal setting technique, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and a timetable. If you don't have a timetable for your goal, then it's just a wish. So you want to have a deadline. You want to have a start date. You want to have an end date. These are things that you have to start incorporating. Your frustration that you are experiencing in your life is for you. And you're going to have to lose some weight too. I'm petty. Yeah, Sadiq, the personal trainer. You're going to have to lose some weight. That's what it's about. We're ending the broadcast. I appreciate everybody for tuning in.